Hi there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your general angel reading for the week of March 28th through April 3rd of 2022. And so we'll just see what messages your angels have for you for this week. So the cards were coming out nicely, and now it's like they've kind of stalled for a minute. So I'll just ask if there's a pre-message for you. Growing things, germinating things. So, spring is the season, and that is when we start to think about new growth happening, in the garden and in the forest. And so they're saying that this is also true for you more than for many people, that you are feeling how your roots are growing in a way differently than you've normally experienced. It's maybe just that you're more aware of it this year than in previous years, but either way, it's really happening. And it's like, yes, the roots are growing, but the top also is growing, and you're, how do I say it? You're coming into your own in a way that you've never allowed yourself to do in the past. It's like you got to a point where, you don't really care who else is here and saying this or that or the other thing. This is you, this is your life, and this is what you are doing. So buzz off with your, naysaying or whatever, right? That's how that feels. It's you. It's like it's your time. Stepping into your real self. That's really awesome. Good for you. Okay, so let's step into this real reading. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's just start with this middle card here. Your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom in spring, which it is spring, and that's exactly what we were just talking about. Putting down the new fresh roots and allowing the tops to grow, allowing yourself to just be as a flower just does, right? They just grow. They don't care if somebody says they shouldn't. Have you ever said to a dandelion, "Don't grow in my lawn"? Did it listen? Right? This is what you are. This is what you are. This is beautiful. And this is what you have been manifesting for quite a while. Feels like maybe, part of a year, maybe more than half a year. You've been manifesting this. You've been working towards this. And now here it is. And, it's not complete yet. Just as the flowers, like they're growing. They're actually not blooming yet. It's a little early, well, where we are anyway. But they're well on their way. And you can predict the future blossoms. So, yeah, absolutely, that's you. Now, you may be in a new business venture. And so your angels are saying, yeah, this is good. And this might actually be the subject of what we've been talking about for some of you anyway, not for everyone maybe. So this business venture, you need to make sure you're doing your due diligence. Make sure that you're asking all the questions and getting the advice of the experts is what I'm hearing. And so that there are as few surprises as possible. That you have educated yourself as completely as you possibly can. You don't want surprises. It's really tempting to just leap into that hopeful feeling. Here's this new venture and it's going to be so great. And I'm just picturing it like this and like this. And it's so tempting to just go on that. That's called a wing and a prayer. So when you do your diligence and you check out all the possibilities and you listen to not the naysayers, because they're the ones who have never done it before and they're just kind of pessimistic and don't want to take any risks, right? That's not who you're listening to. But when you talk to somebody who's done this before and they say, and I was really surprised when this happened, because holy, I didn't see that coming. Or when they say this didn't work well at all, and it did a terrible thing for my business, right? You have to listen to those people. Even though you want to be all sunshine and roses, it's not. So to know about the pitfalls before you get into that, to know about the potential for failure before you get into it, then you will be so much more prepared, and then that potential is way lessened, right? The failure potential is way lessened. So know what you're doing before you do it, and in that way, you yourself are way further along the road to success. Okay, all right. Now, here's been a kind of a common theme in all the readings, for this week. Nature. In your case, the message, the rest of the message is a little bit different. Going out into nature, being in the sunshine and the fresh air and stuff like that, take your pen and paper with you, or, your electronic device, whatever you can take notes on, right? And when you're out there, some creativity is going to come to you, and you will understand some of those questions that you have to ask about the business venture or whatever it is that you're figuring out, right? So nature is going to assist you in that way. Not only is it, bright and fresh and healthy and all that stuff, it's also going to help your thoughts clarify. So definitely get outside and get out in the air and listen to the birds and listen to the trees, and it'll really, really be beneficial for you. Okay, so you have all this support. You have all this support. Like, wow, you're completely surrounded. Look at that. And this is all by beings conspiring in your favor. That's what you've got. And so no matter what you're trying to do, there's support there to hold you up, to help you learn, to help you get the jobs done, or find somebody to help you get the jobs done, or find somebody to get the jobs done. Like, there's so much support. You should ask. You should ask. So talk to your angels and say, I could really use somebody in my life to do this or this or this. Now you've put that out there. Now stop stressing about it and just allow it to come. And receive it when it comes. When somebody says, hey, can I help you with that? Say yes. Right? Yeah. It's hard for us sometimes to say yes, but that's the key, right? We have to say yes. And so, yeah, accept all that support. Be just thankful for that, and be mindful of that going forward. Okay? Now, there is, which direction do I do these? Doesn't matter. Okay. There is a teacher there for you. So they're talking so far about asking not only the angels, but also asking the people around you for support, for doing your research, doing your diligence. And there is somebody in your vicinity who is definitely a spiritual teacher. So it's not the same type of action details that we've been talking about in building a business. It's different from that, but it's equally important to that. Why are you building business? Why are you taking those steps? Why do you want to, whatever? And that is part of your spiritual growth. Like, what need is that fulfilling within you? And how come you have that need? All those things. Some of you might be working on building a center that supports teenage moms. Maybe that's close to your heart because maybe you were one, right? So this is your spiritual center. This is what you're talking about. This is your why for doing that. for giving those people all the support that you felt you didn't have, right? There's reasons. Now your story could be wildly different from that. That's an example. But this is your spiritual truth of the whole matter. That's what's driving you. That's what's getting you towards doing that. And so knowing that is just as important as knowing how to purchase a building for the purpose. Okay, so don't neglect that part. You got this. And so meditation can come in really handy for that. That can help you get to know yourself, how you tick, why you tick, you know, the deeper stuff. Get right in there. I'm hearing somebody say, I don't know, I don't really know how to meditate. You know, there's YouTube for learning those kinds of things. Or there is simply sitting quietly and focusing upon your breath. Which, what that does, so this is, I don't know what meditation experts say about what that does. I'm being given this right now. What that does is interrupt thought processes. It stops everything in that way so that there's room then for new ideas to come into it, right? So say you're sitting there going like, I'm trying to figure out this thing, this area of this new business venture, and I don't know, I'm just not getting it. I don't understand. I get to a certain point and then I stop. I cannot get beyond that. And you can go round and round and round in those circles forever and a day. And then you meditate and you blank out those thoughts. You are thinking only about your breath. Out. In. Out. That's all you're thinking about. And when you get finished, it has cleared out the clutter and suddenly a new path is available. Okay. So here we have the daily guidance cards, and we will see what is one last piece of wisdom that your angels want you to know. Okay. Trustworthy guidance. So this is, what we've been talking about, that there are people, there's support, there's some professionals for you to ask about that thing that you are puzzled about. You don't know how that works. Ask somebody, they know. And that is trustworthy guidance. You're going to use your gut to make sure that that person resonates with you. And as soon as you find that professional in that field who resonates with you, then you'll be able to take all their guidance and trust it. This is also your angels, your guardian angels, your guides, and you can trust what messages they are giving you. It's fascinating, and that way you'll stay on your best track, and then life is a little easier. Okay, Pisces, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you very much, and I love you, and I will see you next week.